Precipitation begin moving into our region, and it is going to start falling in an area that is already below freezing. So if you're watching out there in Austin, Colorado, Wharton, or Washington counties, or even further west than that, that is where we could be seeing some freezing rain and some slick bridges already heading into this evening. And then everybody gets into the action as we head into your Sunday. So we do have that 30% chance of some freezing rain, especially to the north and to the west of the Houston area. Temperatures here locally in the mid-30s, but we are already below freezing just to the west of Houston. So here is a look at our Arctic outbreak headlines. A winter storm warning has been issued area-wide, and not just for southeast Texas, but almost the entire state, something I have never seen before or have ever heard of happening over the last couple of decades. In fact, every single county, all 254 counties in the state of Texas, is under a winter storm watch and or a winter storm warning, with the vast majority of those being upgraded to the winter storm warning. So that does include the Houston area. We are now looking for near all-time record cold, not only for daytime highs, but heading into the overnight lows. In fact, the latest computer models that are just coming in are now saying that, yes, we will break the all-time coldest temperature ever recorded. In fact, as we head into Monday and Tuesday, could be the coldest days ever seen here in the Houston area. Near blizzard conditions expected in Houston as we head into Monday, folks. I never thought in a million years, not in a million, that I would ever say the word blizzard when referring to our forecast here locally, but that is exactly what is shaping up as we head into Monday. All right, here is a look at those winter storm watches and warnings. Everything you see in pink is going to be a winter storm warning, and again, that does include most of the 254 counties in the state of Texas, all the way down to Corpus Christi. We may see these extended all the way down to Brownsville, where they are currently under a winter storm watch. And what you see in blue out here is a winter storm watch as well for Lake Charles and the far eastern counties of Texas, but I do believe that they too will be upgraded to a winter storm warning. And if that were the case, it'd be the first time probably in history that the entire state of Texas has been included in a winter storm warning. All right, let's take a look at those temperatures. Remember earlier I was talking about how those temperatures are already below freezing in our far western areas. It's 30 right now in College Station, 32 in Brenham and Columbus. Mid-30s out there in western Harris County, western Montgomery County, Katy at 34 degrees. So the further east and southeast you are, the warmer those temperatures are, comparatively speaking. 44 at Hobby, 42 degrees at Bush Airport. We're going to see these temperatures drop as we head into the overnight hours. That's a problem, and it's a bit concerning, especially if you are to the west of town, because you'll notice the precipitation already showing up here on radar. It is light, but as we saw yesterday up in Montgomery County, it does not take much to cause big accidents. We had a 10-car pile up there in Magnolia, all thanks in part to a little bit of freezing drizzle. Not a big deal, but it is a big deal when it's frozen, and of course could cause big problems. And already we're seeing some of that frozen precipitation fall out there along Highway 90 and out there towards the Katy Freeway as well. So just a heads up, if you're headed out towards Columbus, Colorado County, Austin County, Washington County, all of you guys are already below freezing as the precipitation continues to work its way up into our region. There's the disturbance right there, just getting ready to cross the Rio Grande, and that is going to be pushing up into our area, and that's going to give us a chance of some wintry precipitation, especially to the west and north of the Houston area as we head into tomorrow morning. That changes big time as we head into Sunday evening as those temperatures drop into the 20s. This disturbance that you see right there out there near Las Vegas and the Grand Canyon, that is going to swing on into the state of Texas. And then when it arrives, the temperatures are already very cold, but they're going to be even colder than they are right now. Temperature 29 degrees in Dallas, 32 in Austin. We've got low 20s in Abilene, 13 degrees in Amarillo, and that cold air is going to continue to work its way down into southeast Texas as well. How cold are we talking? Historic, something I've never seen before in my life. I've been doing this for 13 years and nothing even close to what I'm seeing has ever occurred in Texas. You'd have to go back to 1989 to find something comparable, or for our neck of the woods, you'd have to go all the way back to February 1899 to find temperatures as cold as what we are looking at here in the southeast Texas region. So 4 degrees as we head into Monday morning at 7 o'clock, 12 below zero there in Amarillo, 11 in San Antonio, 21 degrees here in Houston. That is going to be our daytime high, it looks like, heading into the very early morning hours of Monday, and that's exactly when the heaviest of the precipitation is going to be pushing through our area. So anything that falls, even if it falls as freezing rain, is going to freeze instantly on contact, and we are in for a crippling winter storm as we we head into Monday morning and heading into the afternoon. Now look what happens by 4 o'clock. We are still stuck in the low 20s, although I do think with the amount of snow and the rate that it's going to be coming down and the ice, I think that we're going to see temperatures down around 17 degrees heading into Monday afternoon. Look at Dallas, 11 degrees, 11 in Abilene, 21 degrees in San Antonio. Then the bottom falls out as that storm system begins to work its way on off to the east. Those skies are going to briefly clear over southeast Texas. Remember, clouds act as a blanket. You pull the blanket away, you get cold. Well, the atmosphere works the exact same way, and that's very concerning with the amount of ice and snow that is expected to be on the ground here, and it could be quite significant across southeast Texas. Coupled with that clearing sky, that is when we could be looking at historic all-time lows. In fact, the coldest temperature ever recorded in the city of Houston is 5 degrees, set back in January of 1930. The latest computer model showing 4 at Bush Intercontinental Airport, 1 in Austin, 1 degree below zero up there in Dallas. Now, over the last 48 hours, or even past last 72 hours, I would say, temperatures have been running too warm on the models. The European model, the GFS model, all the models are consistently running a little bit warmer than the actual air temperature observed. So if that were to hold true as we head into Sunday and Monday or into Tuesday morning, these temperatures you see could be too warm. We could be near 0 degrees here in the city of Houston, well below zero up there in Dallas, something that is we're just going to have to watch hour by hour to see how exactly this unfolds in our region. Either way, we're talking about blistering cold. In fact, it could be absolutely deadly. So especially for animals, cats, dogs, do not leave your animals outside because we're talking they will not survive as we head into Tuesday morning with temperatures down near 0 degrees here in Houston. And that is the actual air temperature. That is not the wind chill. I've got that coming up here in just a moment. That'll blow your socks off. Again, obviously the coldest ever observed here in southeast Texas. Now, as we get into Tuesday afternoon, a high temperature of 20 in Dallas. We are at a relatively balmy 27 degrees as we head into the afternoon hours on Tuesday, 23 in Austin. So all of this cold air brought to you by a lot of ice and snow that's going to be on the ground. That means we are not going to melt. So that means not only are we going to have dangerous driving conditions as we head into Sunday night and into Monday, but also Monday night into Tuesday, Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then another winter storm begins to work its way through east and southeast Texas. That's going to drop another layer of ice and snow across Houston, and that means we could actually see snow cover all the way into Friday morning. That means driving conditions all over our region will be next to impossible as we head into Sunday night and Monday, Monday night into Tuesday, Tuesday night into Wednesday, Wednesday night into Thursday, and then maybe thawing out as we head into Friday morning. Absolutely unprecedented for our region. All right, let's take a little closer look at those temperatures. We're talking about 34 degrees heading into tomorrow afternoon by 5 o'clock. Remember, this model's consistently running a little bit warmer than what we have seen, but nonetheless, this is what we're looking at. So basically near freezing already heading into tomorrow afternoon for the city of Houston. You'll notice we're below freezing out here in our western counties, and that's where the precipitation will begin first. Now, keep in mind, we're talking about very heavy snow, very heavy ice pushing through the region. Our temperatures will continue to tank as that happens. 21 as we get you started here on Monday morning at 7 o'clock at Bush Airport. We're already in the teens in Conroe, Tomball, 21 degrees in Sugar Land, low teens out there from College Station to Brenham to Columbus, 13, 12, 15. And on a normal day, that would be pretty unprecedented in and of itself. But watch what happens as we head into the afternoon hours. We are still stuck in the mid-teens out there in our western zones, holding on to those low 20s here in the city of Houston by Monday afternoon. So again, as the precipitation moves out Monday afternoon, those temperatures are still going to be extremely cold, and that means we are not going to see any melting whatsoever. That's important because all that ice and snow that we see on the ground is going to help drive these temperatures down to all-time record lows across the upper Texas coast. We're talking 4 degrees above zero at Bush Airport. That would be the coldest temperature ever observed here in southeast Texas. 2 in Conroe, 1 up there in Huntsville, 0. These are actual air temperatures from College Station to Brenham and Columbus. And keep in mind, we're talking about that warm bias in the models. If the model is too warm, many of us could be dropping down to 0, maybe even below 0 to the north of I-10. I'm not saying it's likely. I'm saying it's a possibility and something that we're going to have to continue to watch very, very carefully. As we head into the afternoon hours on Tuesday, we're talking about temperatures in the mid to upper 20s here. So again, no ice or snow is going to melt with temperatures that cold, even if we get a little bit of sunshine. Now, as far as those feels like numbers, I told you to blow your socks off. 6 degrees below zero at Bush Airport, 11 degrees below zero there in College Station. And the National Weather Service is saying that, yeah, we could actually see wind chill values as low as 15 below zero. It gets worse. Now we're talking about the onset of heavy snow and ice coupled with a very strong wind of 30 to 35 miles an hour that the Weather Service says will create near whiteout conditions. Folks, that is blizzard conditions in southeast Texas, in the city of Houston, and we will see that snow, looks like, make it all the way to the coastal areas. So if you're watching this right now from, say, you live just one block in from the seawall, I'm talking to you. You guys are going to see snow as well. Mostly ice, but I do think it will all transition over to snow before the storm begins to move out. Let's walk you through that timeline hour by hour here. This is very, very important, especially if you live to the west of the Houston area. This is where temperatures remain below freezing, and we're seeing that precipitation now beginning to move in as we speak. So as we head into the midnight hour tonight, you'll notice all of this area here is below freezing. There's the precipitation that's beginning to work its way into Colorado County, Wharton County. So if your travels are taking you down the Southwest Freeway this evening, keep in mind, you could be running into some icy bridges and overpasses. So again, travel not recommended tonight in our western areas or the southwest areas of Houston. That precipitation is going to continue to work its way to the north. So our areas out there towards Brenham and Sealy and Columbus, by 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, we could already see some icing on those area bridges. In Washington County, Austin County, and Colorado County, maybe some snow out there to the west of College Station. In fact, today, they already had snow reported up there in College Station. Wasn't even in the forecast. So again, this is the type of situation we're just going to have to watch hour by hour as this continues to unfold. Heading into 6 o'clock, things remain relatively dry here in the city of Houston, but we're still looking at that precipitation falling out here in our western counties that could bring, again, very icy conditions even in the middle of tomorrow afternoon. So just keep that in mind if your travel plans do take you to the west of town. As we head into the evening hours, the sun goes down, those temperatures are going to drop equally as fast. In fact, we're talking about a widespread icing event as we head into Sunday evening. You should not be traveling at all. After 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, you should be in your place. You should be where you are going to ride this storm out, and do not leave. Travel conditions will become increasingly dicey, increasingly dangerous, and it would be absolutely foolish to leave the house as you head into Sunday evening and into Monday. So 10 o'clock, widespread icing underway across the Houston area. That transitions over to very heavy snow. And again, look at these winds coming in here from the north, 25 to 35 miles per hour. We're talking near blizzard-like conditions moving into the city of Houston. That heavy snow possibly as far south as Hobby Airport, with some very heavy icing here along the coastal counties. Now again, I do think that everybody eventually switches over to snow, but the closer to the coast you are, the more likely it is it will be more of an icing event. The further inland you are, the more likely it is to be a snow event. So again, something we're going to continue to watch exactly where that ice and snow line begins to set up. Again, this is 4:30 in the morning. Now, as we head into 10:30, 11 o'clock, it is still snowing hard across Houston, heading up into our northern counties, and we are still seeing that ice here in our coastal counties. And again, we're looking for accumulations of up to about a quarter inch, maybe a little better than that in some areas. That's going to be enough to bring down those trees. You know, the trees, they kind of lean over like this. Power lines are going to snap. Many of us will be without power, and it could be for quite a while as well. It's going to take crews quite a bit of time to get out there and repair all the power lines. Now, here's what's key. Remember those low temperatures down around 4 degrees at Bush Intercontinental Airport? I said that's only if the sky clears. Well, let's take a look at 2:30 in the afternoon on Monday. You'll see the cloud deck out here to the west. It's done snowing at this point, but there is the clearing line right there just to the east of Austin and getting all the way down towards Refugio County. Look what happens by 6:30 in the morning. This is the prime time when we need clear skies, when those temperatures really begin to bottom out right before sunrise. Look how clear the sky becomes across southeast Texas. So we've got several inches of snow, we've got ice and a clear sky, and we are going to see an Arctic air mass, one for the ages, push into southeast Texas. And all three of those combined could make for the coldest night ever observed here in southeast Texas. Absolutely unprecedented. We will be talking about this storm. People up and coming over the next 100, 150 years, they will look back at this and say, wow, what it must have been like to live in Houston, Texas, when we had one of the biggest blizzards on record push through the area. Now, Let's go back and talk about history for a little bit. The last time that we had temperatures down in the single digits was 1989. We saw a huge marine die-off in Galveston Bay and off the coast of Galveston. You go back to 1895, and if you look on Google Maps, type in Frozen Point on the east side of Galveston Bay. The reason why it's called Frozen Point is there were 6,000 head of cattle there on Valentine's Day 1895 when the last big snowstorm pushed in. 20 inches of snow fell in the Houston area, and 6-foot snowdrifts were recorded out there towards Anahuac in Chambers County. The cattle actually walked into Galveston Bay in a last-ditch effort to stay warm, and they drowned. And folklore has it that you could walk out into Galveston Bay on a thin layer of ice, and the cattle were there, and they call that Frozen Point for that very reason. So could we see Galveston Bay potentially freeze? Well, it did in 1899, last time we had temperatures down to around 5 or 6 degrees. So I'm just saying anything is possible with this kind of air mass. So it's something we'll continue to watch. Not only could we be looking at ice in places that you would never ever expect it, but we could also be looking at lake effect snow as well. So we're talking about areas to the south of Lake Conroe out along 105. If you live south of Lake Houston or Lake Livingston, the air will be cold enough, we'll have enough moisture, and the wind will be strong enough potentially to create some lake effect snow, something we will continue to watch. There are those winds by the time we head into 8 o'clock in the morning. We're talking 25 to 35 miles an hour. So we are talking about blowing and drifting snow, which will create whiteout conditions here across southeast Texas. I can't believe I'm actually saying this. I mean, we're talking about, we live in Houston, Texas at 30 degrees north latitude. This is subtropical. We're known for mosquitoes so big they have landing gear, right? You know, we're used to temperatures in the hundreds, overnight lows down around 80. This is not the type of weather you would anticipate for Houston, but nonetheless, that's exactly what we are anticipating. Now, back to the amount of ice accumulation here across the upper Texas coast. We're talking about maybe upwards of a quarter inch, and that is going to be enough, I think, to cause a lot of widespread power outages and maybe potentially a lot of tree limbs to come down across the area as well. So the closer to the coast you are, the more likely it is to be ice. The further inland you are, the more likely it is to be very heavy snow. How much snow are we talking about? Well, this is the European model showing 1 to 2 inches out there towards Hobby Airport, maybe 3 to 5 from downtown Houston up towards, say, the Woodlands and Conroe, maybe more 4 or 5 inches there, maybe 8 to 10 inches from College Station to Huntsville, maybe out towards Brenham. And look at this. This is the GFS model showing generally the same. 9 inches in Huntsville, 8 inches in Conroe. So 3 to 6 inches, a good bet north of I-10. Showing upwards of a foot of snow out there from Brenham to College Station, almost 13 inches there in Industry, 5.1 there in Columbus. Now, you'll notice that the snow totals here along our coastal counties are not that impressive at all. And again, the reason why, I think most of that precipitation falls in the form of ice. So this forecast will continue to be in flux. I can tell you the National Weather Service is not calling for this kind of snowfall. They're saying more like 1 to 3, maybe a little better than that in some of the heavier bands. But it is certainly a possibility in this setup with that type of system pushing through, we could be in for some surprises, and I do think that some areas could see greater than 6 to 8 inches of snow, especially to the north of Houston, something that we'll continue to watch hour by hour as this unfolds. Again, all winter storms that push through Texas, especially the Houston area, they always have a surprise with it. Something we'll continue to watch. Here is a forecast for the ages, one that you will never ever see again. So take a picture of it and put it away somewhere, because you'll be able to look back on this and you'll never see it again. 32 degrees as we head into tomorrow afternoon. We're talking about a 60% chance of precipitation moving in late in the forecast period. Icy roads becoming very dangerous as we head into the 5, 6 o'clock time frame. Much earlier than that for areas west of the Houston area. So you get west of Katy, get out there towards Austin, Colorado, Wharton, Washington, and Brazos counties. That is where we could see the icing much earlier than the evening. So just a heads up on that. Temperatures may not even make it to freezing out there in our western counties as we head into your Sunday. As we head into Monday, a 100% chance of heavy snow and ice in the forecast, near blizzard conditions heading into Monday afternoon, or excuse me, Monday morning. We start with temperatures in the upper teens to near 20. We fall to 17 degrees heading into the afternoon. Again, if we do not make 20 degrees on Monday, it'll be the coldest afternoon ever observed here in the Houston area. So again, just take that in for a moment. With that clearing sky, that's going to be the key. The clearing sky, the amount of snow and ice we have on the ground, we could see a temperature colder than 6 degrees. And currently I have 6 degrees in the forecast because I was too scared to put 4, I guess. I mean, there's really no rhyme or reason. There's no reason we couldn't hit 4 degrees, especially if the sky is clear and we do have a lot of snow and ice on the ground. So something we'll continue to watch. These wind chills, -5 to -15, historic cold. And then that wind switches around a little bit to the east, trying to get us up into those upper 20s, but the latest computer models coming in are showing only a high right around 27 as we head into Tuesday afternoon, even with some sunshine. So it'll be a blistering cold day heading into your Tuesday. As we head into Wednesday, 60% chance once again of ice and snow back in the forecast. I can tell you that the computer models are much warmer than what I have here for Wednesday and Thursday. I don't think they're taking into account the amount of ice and snow that we're going to have on the ground as we head into Tuesday. And I don't think they really have a good handle on the next air mass that's coming in. So for now, we have temperatures remaining near freezing heading into Wednesday and Thursday. And even if we do pop up to 34 or 35, it is still going to be very, very cold, and cold enough, I think, to give us some wintry precipitation in the city of Houston as we head into Wednesday and early Thursday. Things finally begin to warm up here as we head into Friday. Again, 19 degrees as we head into Friday. It's the first time in my career I've ever been unimpressed with 19 degrees here in Houston. But when you're talking about 4 or 5, 19 ain't all that bad. So that southwest wind should help us warm up in the afternoon, especially with bright sunny skies in the forecast. And by Saturday, well, there you go. It's all over with. This will be a bad memory for many of us by the time we get into next weekend, as many of us return to shorts and t-shirts. So in the meantime, prepare for the most historic winter storm probably ever observed here along the upper Texas coast. I think many of us will be very surprised when we see what unfolds here as we head into Monday morning and into Monday afternoon. I cannot stress to you enough, number one, do not forget about your animals. The severity of the cold will kill them. They will not survive as we head into Monday night, into Tuesday morning. So please, I implore you, I beg you, please bring in your animals. Do not leave them outside. It is cruel and unusual. Number two, stay off the roadways. This is going to be extremely dangerous, especially as we head into Sunday night and into Monday, but it could start as early as tomorrow or tonight into tomorrow morning, especially for our western counties. So those of you out there in Washington County, Austin County, Colorado County, and Wharton County, where temperatures are already below freezing right now. We're seeing that precipitation move in. You may not even get to freezing for tomorrow. So again, we're going to start seeing those bridges and roadways begin to ice up first thing tomorrow morning. So use extreme caution. Be in your safe place as we head into 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and be ready to ride out this storm as we head into Monday and Tuesday. Maybe bad driving conditions heading into Wednesday and Thursday as well. Just something we're going to continue to watch over the course of the next couple of days. We'll have another update coming up tonight at 10. We hope to see you on TV. And of course, do me a favor, follow me on Twitter at KHOU Blake 11. I'm posting updates. I don't sleep. I mean, I haven't slept in like 4 days, and I'm not even kidding. So I'm up for every single update. I'm constantly updating my Twitter. If you're not following me there, follow me on KHOU Blake Mathews on Facebook. That's my KHOU Facebook page. I update that around the clock, even in the wee hours of the morning. And please give me a follow on Instagram at Blake's Takes 08, and of course I'm updating that as well. So I'm very active on social media when you're not seeing me here on TV. Again, I'm pretty much everywhere. So give me a follow, and if not, then we'll see you on TV tonight at 10.